Hello, good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Okay, so were you ready to do your presentations actually when you received the message?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so anyhow, it's a managerial decisions. So they have received the instruction, the advice not to have the presentation. Okay, so we will be using today's 2 hours for revision, because we have almost completed the syllabus, but we completed it in a hurry. Okay, so then we just conducted the lectures for 7 days actually. Okay, so then as we were supposed to do presentations today, I quickly completed the syllabus. Okay, so today within these 2 hours, we'll be doing a revision session. Is it clear? Okay, let me share with you the syllabus. Okay, so there is a problem with the word. Wait. Yes, one student is asking, Madam, what about the presentation? Can you tell? Just now I joined. Yeah. Okay, so then even I was there to take your presentation. Then I got a news from the university that presentations are not going to be taken. And according to the news which I gotten, it's a managerial decision. Okay, so that's what I know. So therefore, you are not having presentations. Instead, you will be having something written. Already you have written your assignment and you will be having your exam paper. And this is what I know. But if you need further information, you have to talk to the management. Okay, so then they asked me whether I can conduct a lecture today, because already we have scheduled a Zoom meeting and you will be ready to join the lecture. So then I thought it's nice to do a revision session, because we were completing the syllabus in a hurry within 7 days. Because last week I ran a race to cover the syllabus, because this week we were supposed to take presentations. Okay, so then you are free to ask any questions based on the syllabus. Okay, so then I can't share the Word document in my laptop. I don't know why. When I try to share it only, some issues will come. Okay, so I will just share the lessons we did.
Madam, excuse me.
Yeah, sure.
Do we need to submit the assignment just now?
Which assignment?
Madam, presentation.
I have
Sure.
no idea, dear. You have to ask the management.
Okay, madam.
Okay, because I'm a visiting lecturer. I'm not a permanent one here, so I have no idea about it.
No, I have already made it.
Yeah, I know. But if they did not ask you to upload it, I think it's not necessary.
No, they have asked us to upload it. I mean, do we need to upload it just now itself? That's why I asked from you, ma'am.
So then as they are not going to have presentation, I don't know whether uploading is so urgent or not.
Okay, madam.
Okay, teaching English as a second language, that is our topic, our subject. And this is how we started the subject. Yeah, see, can you now when you look at these things, just refresh your memory about these things, whether you can remember you did something like this. Okay, this is how we started the syllabus. The first topic, the first module, theories of second language acquisition. Under that, we did behaviorism, cognitivism, constructivism, humanism, that's what I can remember. Then factors affecting second language acquisition. Learner factors, socio-cultural factors, affective factors. We'll see. Okay, so by this time, I suppose you might have had hard copies of these documents. Okay, so behaviorism is a theory of learning, and behaviorism believes that all behaviors are learned through condition reaction with the environment. Okay, with the interaction of the environment, behaviors are learned. Okay, that is the main idea under behaviorism. Quickly we are touching. Okay, so when it comes to behaviors, there are two types of behaviors. One is observable behavior, other one is the unobservable behavior, or else behavior that cannot be observed. So then under behaviorism, we got to know the focus is only on the observable behavior. So behavior that we cannot observe is not under the concern of behaviorism. Behaviorists, they believe learning happens through conditioning. I'm just touching the main topics. And then we got to know B.F. Skinner is the prominent figure under behaviorism. And then we discuss about the core principles of behaviorism. One is stimulus response. Okay, so then when your exam is coming closer, you have to study them. Okay, so then based on stimuli, reaction will happen, response. Okay, so we discuss a beautiful example. So when the bell is ringing, the dogs, they start salivating. The saliva will come to their mouth. Then the ringing of the bell is the stimulus. Salivate is the response. Okay, so okay, so then we talk about the importance of reinforcement, feedback actually in under behaviorism. Okay, so then when our behavior is having positive feedback, so then when a person is doing something, when she is having positive feedback, he will be repeating the action. This can be easily seen with small kids. Okay, when they are praised, they will repeat the action. At the same time, when we perform something, if we get negative feedback, reinforcement, we will not repeat the action. And then I simply or I simply told you actually, to practice behaviorism, audio-lingual method was used. Okay. I will upload language skill development. I think already I have shared it. But anyway, I will do it again. Audio-lingual method is used to practice behaviorism. And audio-lingual method, under that, drills and repetitions are used as stimuli. Drilling and repeating. I'm not doing it in detail. Okay, so the audio-lingual method, the target was to talk like a native speaker. So therefore, native language of the learner is very limitedly used. And when they were learning English, the teacher was using English to teach English. Okay, then we discuss cognitivism. The cognitivism, that is about how our brain functions. So our mind, it receives, organizes, and save and retrieve information. So human mind is a very complex machine, just than a computer actually. Okay, so then cognitivism, it explores, it studies behavior which is beyond notice, noticeable behavior, unobservable behavior can be studied under cognitivism. And there are two persons we cannot forget under cognitivism. One is Jean Piaget, other one is Lem Vygotsky. Okay, the core principles of cognitivism, quickly we did. Schema. Okay, schema means when we learn, we get new information, and the new information will go and mix with the existing information. And because of the already existing information, sometimes the schema will be renewed. Sometimes understanding will be varied. And then constructivism we discuss. Zone of proximal development. Yeah, just see whether you can remember you did something like this. Okay, according to this, there is a gap between what a student can do alone and what a student can do with the support of the teacher or another skilled person. See, and then to practice, yes, cognitivism, the task-based learning was used. Under task-based learning, the focus on meaningful tasks, active construction of knowledge, learning with zonal, PD, collaboration and interactions, and these things were there. And then we discuss benefits of task-based learning. And the constructivism is another theory. Rather than I am just showing you what we already did, you also can ask questions. Yeah, just see what is constructivism. Constructivism is a very positive theory about language learning. Under constructivism, it is believed that learners construct new knowledge on their existing knowledge. Okay, because I told you, I don't know whether you can remember, before constructivism, there was a theory called passivism. According to passivism, the students were considered as empty vessels. The task of the teacher is to fill these empty vessels with their knowledge. So constructivism was against that passivism. Constructivism said learners' heads are not empty. When they come to school, their brains are filled with some knowledge. What teachers are doing is constructing new knowledge on the existing knowledge. Okay, constructivism is a very positive language learning theory. Okay, we'll see key principles of constructivism. Okay, learner autonomy. Okay, so according to constructivism, it is believed that learners are responsible for their learning. Okay, so that is a very novel idea about learning. So then scaffolding, that means teachers are supposed to provide support and guidance to the students. Okay, teacher's task is to support the learners and guide the learners. Then zone of proximal development, ZPD. Okay, so this zone of proximal development means there is a gap actually. So learners can achieve something their own. Learners can achieve something their own. But if teachers are supporting them, they can achieve something more than that. Okay, so then when we think of a student, she can do something alone. But if teacher helps them, they can do something more. Okay, so then under constructivism, learning activities should be very authentic, meaningful, collaboration and interaction. Together they were learning. Okay, then we discuss implication for second language teaching. And there are different methods actually. How these theories are implemented in language learning. Learner-centered approach is one. Inquiry-based learning is another one. Project-based learning is there. Collaborative learning is there. And then we discuss humanism. You see. Okay, under humanism, the emphasis was given to the importance of the individual learner, their emotions, and their social and cultural context. Okay, so humanism believes language learning as a holistic and meaningful experience rather than simply acquiring rules and structures. Okay, humanism, it believes that language learning contains social, cultural, emotional context. It's not just learning rules and structures. Okay, so key principles of humanism. Learner autonomy, that means learner independency, affective factors. Okay, so the affective factors means certain factors which affect learning, just like motivation, self-esteem, anxiety, emotional well-being. All these things affect language learning. And when the learning environment is positive and supporting, learners achieve a language, second language successfully. Okay, here. Humanism is about a learner-centered approach. And then meaningful communication. I am just reminding you what we did. Huh? And there is a role played by culture under humanism. Okay, humanistic approach, or else humanism emphasizes the importance of understanding the cultural context in the target language. Okay, so you are learning English language means you are learning English culture. I think you all know culture and language cannot be separated. In Sri Lanka, we'll say Sinhalese language means Sinhalese culture. Tamil language means the culture of Tamils or Muslims in Sri Lanka. Okay. Implications of humanism in second language teaching. Under humanism, teachers are supposed to create a supportive learning environment. And then learner needs should be focused. Okay. Okay, so that is what we did, and we'll quickly go to the other one. Okay, so as the second topic of this subject, we did this. Factors affecting second language acquisition. Hope you can remember. Okay, factors affecting second language acquisition. See. Okay. The factors which affect second language acquisition are three types. There are three types of factors which affect second language learning, second language acquisition. So these three factors are learner factors, socio-cultural factors, and affective factors. Under learner factors, we study about age, motivation, learning style. Under socio-cultural factors, we learned about exposure, interaction, cultural background. Under affective factors, we discuss in detail anxiety, motivation, and self-esteem. Okay, remind learner factors. We'll go to first. Okay, just remind what we did. Age. So age is an important factor which affects second language acquisition. Okay, remember when you get your exam paper, there will be questions related to each topic. As I can remember, maybe there may be nearly 8-9 questions, and you have to go for a selection. And then maybe out of 8 or 9, you have to answer only 5 questions. Okay, what is this message? give you some model questions. Don't worry. Past papers, of course, I do not have. And so, can you remember we discussed about critical period? Critical period hypothesis. That's what we discussed. Okay, so under critical period hypothesis, it is believed that there is a biologically determined period. During that period only, language can be acquired and more successfully. When that biological period is over, it's not possible to acquire language successfully. And can you remember I told you about an incident about Jenny, and she was treated by her father very badly, and she was not allowed to mingle with normal society. She was just like an animal, and she was chained her leg just like a pin. Yes, she was treated as an animal. That means for 13 years she was not supposed to have connections with normal society. So she, as a result, she was living an isolated life. And when the police officers discovered Jenny, she was nearly 13 years old, and then she could not talk. And then the linguist, they tried their level best to teach Jenny English language, the language. But even though they tried for years and years, Jenny could not acquire the language. So then this discovery of Jenny, it was supporting critical period hypothesis. We discussed that in detail. Yes, key points of critical period hypothesis. You see. Okay, biological basis. According to critical period hypothesis, it is believed that a human brain is wired for language acquisition during this critical period. So this critical period will last till 13, 14 years old. And then neural plasticity. Okay, so then it was believed that young learners' brain is having this neural plasticity. It can be expanded. So then it will be very easier for young children's brain to acquire a second language. Accent was given a prominent place. So it was that students were encouraged to talk like native speakers. See. Okay, so then there were evidence for this critical period hypothesis. Even the Jenny story is an evidence. Okay, so then from this research, it was visible that when learners start learning a second language at very young age, It's very convenient for them to learn it rather than learning it in old age. Okay, but today the critical period hypothesis has been challenged by modern researchers. They have found there are adult learners who have completed this critical period. So after the critical period only they started learning a foreign language, but they have become very successful. Okay, so age-related advantages and disadvantages. Okay, Leshali, you can read it. Okay, then the second factor we discussed, it was motivation. Okay, you see. Okay, so then you know what motivation is. So motivation is also a factor which affects second language learning. We'll say what motivation is. Okay, just remind what you learned. Simply motivation means because of motivation only we start something and we continue doing it. Okay, so then we discuss about two types of motivation. One is intrinsic motivation. That means internally person will be motivated by himself or herself. And then we discuss about extrinsic motivation, that is being motivated due to external factors. Okay, so then after that we discussed three. Okay, I forgot actually. When I remembered only two: extrinsic, intrinsic. Third one is integrative motivation. Okay, so then integrative motivation means because of the need. In Sinhala we call avashyatave. Because of the need, this motivation occurs. See the example. An immigrant may be highly motivated to learn the local language to better interact with their neighbors, find employment, and build meaningful relationship. If you happen to be there in other country where you encounter a new language, so you will try to learn that particular new language, then you can interact with people meaningfully. Integrative motivation. We have discussed many types. And instrumental motivation, this is actually they are under career advancement. So because learning something particular is very important professionally. See, a business professional may be instrumentally motivated to learn Spanish. Okay, now we got to know age is a factor which affects second language acquisition. Motivation is a factor. The next one is learning style. Okay, so there are 3 learning styles. We discussed that in detail. Visual learners, auditory learners, kinesthetic learners. Hope you can remember them. Okay, so visual learners, they are comfortable in learning by seeing things. Prefer visual mediums. So they want their teacher to show them visual mediums such as graphic organizers, flow chart, models. And these visual learners can remember or recall information better. Then visual learners are quiet. And comparatively, they may be perfectionist. That means they are well organized. Okay, see auditory learners. Okay, auditory learners. So then auditory learners, they prefer to learn by listening. Okay, yes. So they like when the teacher is talking and explaining the things, and they are not happy when some teachers are having very low voice. Okay, then characteristics are there. You can read them leisurely. Okay, kinesthetic learners, who are they? And kinesthetic learners, they prefer to learn by doing. Okay, so then they want to physically interact with material. Okay, they are kinesthetic learners. Okay, so here you can see the characteristics of kinesthetic learners. Okay, so then they are involved in the lesson, I mean the learning directly, and then they want to have the hands-on experience. They want to touch what they are learning and participate. Okay, so these are the characteristics. We have some more lessons. Okay, so the impact of learning style in second language acquisition. So what are the styles we did? Yeah. Okay, so then learners are having different learning styles: visual, auditory, kinesthetic. Okay, so when teachers are teaching, they have to use different teaching style, because in the same class there are students with different learning style. Okay, that is the most important thing. So when teacher is using different teaching style, the learners will learn better. And they will understand better. Okay, so then that is about personal factors, socio-cultural factors. Okay, so these are the socio-cultural factors, you see. Okay. So then exposure is a key socio-cultural factor. Okay, exposure to the language, and then interaction, cultural background. Quickly refresh your memory. Okay, so interaction, cultural background. Okay, so they are also social factors. Interaction, that means opportunities for interaction. That means when we are learning English language, whether you are having opportunities to talk with foreigners. So if you have opportunities to talk with foreigners, it's an interaction. Cultural background, attitudes and belief, social status and identity. Okay, so then we discuss the impact of socio-cultural factors on second language acquisition. It's important for motivation, learning opportunities, language use, language attitude, cultural identity. Okay, now personal factors and socio cultural factors are over. Then affective factors, you see. Okay, affective factors refers to emotional and psychological aspect. See. Okay, so motivation is an affective factor. We have already discussed motivation under another top section. Okay, so then self-esteem. Okay, so self-esteem, it's an affective factor. That means you should have some sort of ambition, kind of encouragement, kind of high morality. All these things are there under self-esteem. Then empathy, attitude. Okay, we'll quick. And then we discuss affective filter hypothesis. Okay, so this is from Krashen's theory actually. When students are having a high, high filter, very thick filter of affective, when learners are having things that disturb their second language learning, that can be stand as a filter which block language learning. And there is blocking items, or else the filter is made of high level of anxiety, low self-esteem, negative attitudes. So all these things will stand as a negative filter, the blocking the language learning. And when students are having more courage, enthusiasm, all these things will stand as a low filter, and they will support language learning. Okay, that is the second lesson we did. We'll go to the third one. We'll go to the, if you have questions, you can ask. So the purpose of today's revision session is to remind you what we did. Okay, so we were talking about the first topic still. The second one is this. Let me share it with you all. Yes, second one. Okay, check whether you can remember this. We did this. Language skills development. That was the second topic we did. Under that, we were doing these things. So, see the topic. In addition to that, this also. Okay. You all are familiar with these 4 skills: listening, speaking, reading, writing. And out of these 4, listening and reading, they are receptive skills. Speaking and writing, they are productive skills. Okay, so every learner should be having a very strong language skills in their mother tongue, because okay, so when students are having a very strong language skills in their mother tongue, that will help them to develop a very strong language skills in second language also. So that's a common factor. That means, when it comes to talking, I also have noticed, you also might have noticed, those who talk in their mother tongue very talkatively, very fluently, they talk so even in their second language. And those who very slowly talk in mother tongue, they talk same in their second language also. Okay, so then language skill development helps to cognitive development, increased motivation and confidence. Okay, then we separately discuss these skills. I suppose you can remember reading skill. Okay, so the reading can be divided into 3 stages: before reading, during reading, and after reading. And here we discuss in detail how to increase reading, or how to develop reading skills. When you go through the note, I think it's clear to you. Okay, so this before reading, previewing, setting a purpose, activating prior knowledge. You better read these things, then you will understand, because we have already done these things during reading: visualizing, questioning, summarizing. After reading, we discuss what students can do: reviewing, reflecting, and discussing. And then we talk about some reading strategies: skimming, scanning, intensive reading. Skimming means reading very quickly, just to get the general idea of what you are reading. Then after that, skimming, scanning, reading strategies. Skimming, quickly reading to get the general idea. Scanning is reading for specific information. Intensive reading is reading something very carefully, paying attention to each and every word for understanding. Skimming will here. Then we discuss about developing reading comprehension skill. Then there are different strategies. Reading aloud is a technique. Finding the main idea, find supporting detail, recognizing story structure, graphic organizers, answering questions, generating questions, summarizing, practicing the vocabulary, building background knowledge. Okay, we discussed a lot. And then we came to writing, the skill. Hari, okay, writing. Writing skill also can be divided into 3 stages: pre-writing, drafting, not 3, revising, editing, 4. And we discussed them in detail. Pre-writing. Yeah. Under pre-writing, we discuss about brainstorming, research, outlining. Okay, before we write something, we have to do pre-writing. And then drafting. Okay. That drafting means you are doing the sketching work. That's not the final writing, but you are writing or you are drafting the rough copy. That is drafting. And then revising. And then you are having the drafted copy. Now you have to make it suitable for your audience, your purpose. It's like that. You have to revise it. If it is too standard, you have to reduce it up to the level of the children. If it is too easy, you have to increase the level, just like that. Then editing. The final part is editing. Then writing skill development. We talk about coherence, cohesion. Even though we conducted lectures for 7 days, we have learned a lot. Coherence is the overall logical flow. That means overall stuff, overall idea. Cohesion is the connection within and between sentence. That means the first sentence should be connected to the second, second to the third, third to the fourth. And the same way, the first paragraph to the second paragraph, second to the third, like that. Cohesion is important for coherence. And then grammar. Grammar is very important for writing. Okay, so then we discuss about teaching writing strategies, brainstorming, peer review. Okay, just like that. Then we came to listening skill. Okay, so then hope you all can remember listening. Under listening, we focus on active listening. There are different types of listening, but the most important one is active listening. And we discuss about active listening strategies. Okay, you see, be fully present. And then avoid distraction. Okay, when you are actively listening, there should not be disturbances for you. And even a phone alert may be a disturbance for active listening. And then use supportive non-verbal cues. Facial expressions, eye contact, a nodding of the head. And then paraphrase. Okay, you read these things. I have explained them with examples also. Recalling previously shared information and asking questions, open-ended questions. Then share, yes. Note taking is also very important in listening. So while listening, important points you can jot down. Summarizing, paraphrasing. And then we discuss why active listening is important. And then at last we came to speaking. Okay, so then under listening, speaking, we have to think about fluency, accuracy, and pronunciation. For proper speaking, fluency should be there, accuracy should be there, correct pronunciation should be there. These three are highly important. Okay, so the teachers can use activities to improve children's speaking. Okay. And that is the second topic we did. And then we'll go to the third one. Let me share it. You see here. So this is the third one. Language teaching methodology. Communicative language teaching, task-based learning, audiolingual method, total physical response, and learner-centered approach. I think even your assignment was based on this. Definitely there will be questions on this. Communicative language teaching. You see. Oh, communicative language teaching. Okay, so here focus is on interaction and communication actually. Yeah. Okay, key features of communicative language teaching is the communication that is made more real life scenario and materials to make learning relevant and engaging. Okay, so under communicative language teaching, the teacher should try to make language practice as much as meaningful, as much as real. Okay, for that, the teachers can use really the real things. Okay, so then role playing, simulations. Okay, so then the whole purpose is not to make language learning artificial. So teacher should try to make language learning very natural, just like how children are learning their mother tongue. Okay, so then this one. So then hope you can remember under communicative language teaching, more attention was given to fluency, not to accuracy. But again, you should remember that is at the very early stage. When children are small or when teaching starts only, accuracy, not the accuracy, fluency is paid more attention than the accuracy. But later, you know, it's not forever. But once the students used to talk, fluency means talking quickly, then teacher take their attention to accuracy. That's what we discuss. And then we did examples and here. So then these factors are the key factors of communicative language teaching, CLT. Learner autonomy. Under communicative language learning, learners are encouraged to be independent. Rather than being dependent, learners are encouraged to be independent under communicative language teaching. Okay, so here you can see some of the ways they are made independent. So then students are allowed to select topics, self-assessment, setting learning goals, collaborative learning. Okay. Okay, communicative language teaching is a collaborative effort. The learners cannot learn alone. Together they have to learn. So sometimes they have to negotiate the meaning. That means when there are different viewpoints, they have to negotiate and come to a conclusion. Okay. Under communicative language teaching, variety of activities can be used. So such as role plays, discussions, simulations, games, and problem solving tasks. Here I have given you example. And then we discuss in detail the role of the teacher and learner in communicative language teaching. Okay. The role of the teacher, role of the learner. You better read them. And then we talk about task-based learning, TBL. A task-based learning is based on completing tasks. So then when learners complete a task, that means the learners has learned that component. It's like that. See. Okay, pre-task phase. So under task-based learning, teachers have a big responsibility. Teacher has to play different roles at different stages. So then during pre-task phase, teacher has to introduce the task to the students, and the teacher has to give the required knowledge, and teacher has to activate their prior knowledge. Okay, then we clarifying the instructions. Generating interest, pre-teaching vocabulary if necessary. Then okay, task cycle. Learners perform the task in small groups or pairs, focusing on meaning. Okay, the task completion. So learners work together. It may be a small group like a pair, or a pair, that means two, then a small group, just like that. Meaning focused interaction, use of communication strategies, fluency over accuracy, teacher as a facilitator. These things I explained when I was doing. And third point is language focus. When I was doing the lesson, I told you, don't think under task-based learning, teachers are idling. No, teachers are having a heavy work under task-based learning. Teachers, they have to plan the task, they have to introduce the task, they have to give proper instructions, and then while students are doing the task, the teacher has to go and check whether they are doing it well. Necessary guidelines should be given. Okay, then communicative language teaching, task-based learning, then we came to audio-lingual method. We discussed little about audio-lingual method under behaviorism. Okay, so then audiolingual method, the purpose is to form a habit. Okay, so then to form a habit, and the audiolingual method, the drilling is done. The same thing is repeated again and again. Then we discuss about total physical response, TPR. That is learning through physical activities. Okay, learning through physical activity and movement. And this total physical response is based on the idea that language learning is very funny and engaging. Then commands and actions. Teacher give commands to the learners, meaning through movement, reduce stress. Total physical response is supposed to reduce the stress, fun and engaging, because there are games and activities. So the idea given here is language learning is fun and engaging. Okay, so then next one, learner centered. I am just skipping certain slides. I am just reminding you. Learner centered approach is basically about considering the learner as the core. That means most important part of the education. And then finally, we discuss learner-centered approach is the best, actually, is the mostly accepted one, but still in Sri Lanka, it's questionable whether learner-centered approach is practiced. Let me share the fourth topic. And here, the fourth topic we did, classroom management and assessment. See, these are the topics. Okay, what is classroom management? Yeah, quickly see. Classroom management is actually a very important concept, important phenomenon in the process of education. So this classroom management is done by the teacher. And here the classroom management means creating a very smooth, productive and positive learning environment. So there are lots of things that teacher can do for that. Okay, so sometimes one may feel classroom management is just arranging desk and chairs. No, it includes physical space, materials, and resources, everything. And teacher needs to establish routines and procedures. So what they should do when teacher enters the class, what they should do after the class, all these things. And then positive relationship should be built. The students' behavior should be managed. Learning time should be maximized. Okay. Then assessment. What is assessment? Classroom management and assessment. Assessment is actually gathering information about what students know, understand, and can do. So by using assessment only, we can understand what students know, what students understand, and what students can do. Okay, so purpose of assessment is to gather evidence and understanding students' learning, improving teaching and learning. All these things are there. And then we discuss some key important things to remember about assessment. Assessment is something which is going on. It's not something which is done in a particular time. It is going on. Assessments are varied actually. There are different types of assessment. The ultimate goal of assessment is improvement. Improve teaching plus learning both. Okay, so under classroom management, it's important to create a positive and supportive learning environment. Okay, so then under classroom management, build a relationship should be built. Relationship among students, between teacher and students. Clear expectations should be there, establishing clear expectations. I'm not going to explain them. Promoting inclusivity, fostering growth mindset, creating a physically and emotionally safe environment for the students. Okay, now we'll see classroom management techniques. Okay. Okay, so then establishing routines, entry routines. How do students enter the classroom? There can be routines for that. Attendance routine, marking the attendance, material distribution, collection, all these things can be having particular routine. Okay. Transition routines when one period is over, then getting ready for the next period. End of class routine. Okay, giving clear instruction, managing behavior. Yeah, you better read that because I can't touch everything. Maximizing instructional time, and then using variety of assessment methods. We discuss about formative assessment. Formative assessments are done while the program is going on, and then summative assessment, they are done after the program is over. And then portfolio assessment, we discuss what portfolio is. When I ask you, you told that you have prepared portfolio. And then we discuss about how to provide effective and constructive feedback to the students. And there we got to know characteristics of effective feedback. It is very specific, timely, accountable, focus on the process, respectful and encouraging. And it should be balanced also. Okay, how to give effective feedback? So we have to be prepared, create safe and supportive environment, focus on one or two key areas. Okay, so that is that. Now we'll quickly go to the last one. Okay, so this is that. Materials development and resources. Okay, and materials development and resources. Under that, selecting and adapting authentic material. Selecting, adapting, we discuss them in detail. Then examples, developing and using supplementary material. We discuss what supplementary materials are. And utilizing technology in the ESL classroom, we discuss. Finding and evaluating online resources for ESL teaching. And evaluating. Okay, so you were asking about some model questions. Let me just copy some, because I too got to know that you are not having presentation just a while ago, actually, frankly telling. So I was not ready for model paper, but there are some questions which I already prepared when I was preparing the assignment, and we'll use them. exams, I don't know actually. That also you have to ask from the management. I'm sorry, yeah, telling I don't know for everything, but you have to ask the management. Yeah, let me copy some questions here. Something, yeah, let me copy the slides first. Copy it. I don't know what is happening here. Okay. Question like this. Time is also going. Okay, without wasting time, we'll see. Here's a question like this. Explain the learner factors that can affect second language acquisition, such as age, motivation, and learning styles. Okay, so that is one part of the question. How do these factors influence the success of language learning, and what strategies can teachers employ to address the diverse needs of learners in the classroom? Okay, I don't think your exam paper question will be very heavy like this. This is just to cover the particular area. See whether you can answer such question. Okay, so learner factors, they are already mentioned in the question: age, motivation, learning styles. Okay. Can you manage such questions? I am sure the question will not be heavy like this. Some other questions like this. We have some more questions for you to show.
Same question.
Okay. What did you say?
Madam, same question is there.
Yeah, that's what I am thinking. Hari, okay. Here you see this one. But actually, if you need, I can just have some model questions and I will send it to you. As I told you, I was not ready for a model paper because I was ready for taking your presentations. This is something accidental. Okay, I'll see. Discuss the interconnectedness of reading and writing skills in second language acquisition. Explain how reading strategies like skimming, scanning, and intensive reading can support the development of writing skill, such as coherence, cohesion, and grammar. Okay, so this question has given answers also within the question. Okay, see this question. Discuss the interconnectedness of reading and writing skills in second language acquisition. That means reading skill will affect writing skills. That is what you have to say. And then writing will affect reading interconnectedness. Okay. If you get a question like this, can you answer? And some of you had mentioned that language skill development PDF, are you not having it with you? Reading, writing?
No, madam.
Is it okay if I upload it here or should I send it through the management?
If you can upload here, madam.
Yeah, sure. Okay, now I upload, it is getting uploaded. Okay, now you can have it.
Thank you, madam.
Hari, welcome. So then if you feel it is necessary, I can give you a type of model paper. I will send it to you via management. If you need. Okay, so we have learned basically 5 topics, and then nothing will be out of what we did. So then I know under one topic we have done a lot. There are many subtopics. It's not practical to set questions for each and every area, but normally based on one topic there may be one or 2 questions like that, the most important areas. So I don't know when your exam is there, but you can collect all these slides and then you can go for short notes and you can study them. Okay, with this, then shall we wind up the session? Anything if you want to ask, you can ask, no issue.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah, sure.
Ma'am, the submission date of the writing assessment is mentioned as the 30th of February.
Oh,
Can I know the exact date that we should submit it?
if they have mentioned 30th of February, you have to submit on that day.
No, ma'am, because February there is no 30th. That's why I asked.
Even, even I was not aware, not thinking. Yeah, that is a mistake actually. And that paper, that assignment can never be submitted.
Yeah, madam. Then what is the final date?
Maybe 28th then.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, then shall we wind up the session? If you have a doubt, you can contact me. Okay, you are having my contact details. And I will upload one model paper covering all these subject areas. And that will be an assistant for you. Okay, then with this, we will wind up the session. Have a nice day and good night.
Good night, madam.
Okay.
Thank you, madam.
Good
Okay,
night.
welcome.
Good night.
Good night.